Top 10 things to avoid while traveling in Thailand. Thailand can be a very friendly and safe place to travel and stay. But did you know that a large number of tourists get injured and sick on their first visit? Watch along as we review some of the things you should definitely be on the lookout for on your trip to the Land of Smiles. The first thing you want to avoid in Thailand is bucket drinks in bars. Picture this. You're in a rockin' bar late at night, and the place is packed. The place has a great vibe, and you are dancing with a bunch of other people, locals and tourists. Suddenly, the people dancing next to you are passed a 5-gallon bucket of what looks like Kool-Aid or some other sort of fruit punch. They each grab a cup and are served their drink that they seem to really enjoy. Now the drink bucket is passed to you. What do? The correct answer is politely decline and pass the bucket on. Because if you do decide to try this mysterious concoction that's been passed on to you, then you may have just signed your own death warrant. Or at the least, you may be sick as a dog the next few days, while your body tries to get rid of the toxin you've just been served. Because, you see, these bucket drinks are not only illegal, you have no idea what is inside of them. Just recently, some girls staying at a youth hostel in neighboring Laos were found dead in their room after ingesting just such a drink. And who knows what is put in these things? It could be paint thinner as far as you know. So rule number 1 is, do not drink anything but the drink you ordered and unsealed yourself. Which brings us to item number 2. Watch your drink at all times and never accept an open drink from a stranger. Thailand is low crime, but that does not mean no crime. And since the easiest target for a poor criminal is a drunk rich tourists, you have to be especially careful of this one, especially if you are a female traveling alone. A criminal can easily spike your drink when you are not looking, so always keep a close eye on what you have in hand. Preferably, don't get drunk. And if you get a drink, take the lid off yourself. Better safe than sorry. Item number 3 to avoid. Don't buy drugs on the street and don't even talk to someone who approaches you to sell you drugs. This is a trap. If they are local or tourists, it does not matter. Police often trap tourists with these drug offers, and the next thing you know, you could be in the Bangkok prison, known as the Bangkok Hilton, in the most miserable conditions you've ever experienced in your life, begging your family for money to get bailed out of that hot, crowded roach hotel. Number 4. Never drive drunk. Thailand is pretty casual, and you don't see too many police on the streets, so many foreigners get too relaxed and think there is no law and no consequences to their actions. It's very common for foreigners to come to Thailand and rent a motorized scooter because it's so cheap and easy to do. Next thing you know, they are drunk and driving like life is a video game, and they have endless lives. Every single night in Thailand, you can hear ambulances all night and day, especially in tourists' places. And it's almost always a tourist who has gotten in a motorbike accident. In some parts, you can see tourists limping around with their elbows and legs bandaged up. We call it the Thailand tattoo, but that's the lucky ones who survived intact. The hospitals are also filled with Farang who have suffered life-altering injuries and death because they drove recklessly. If you need your own transportation for some reason and you don't want to take taxis, then I would recommend spending a few extra bucks to rent a car. It may not cost that much more, especially if you're splitting the costs with a friend. It's better to spend a little extra on the car rental than to spend it at the hospital or an air ambulance home. Number 5. Avoid getting a horrible sunburn. I know this one does not sound as dangerous as the previous ones, but getting a sunburn is a serious problem for many first-time visitors because they don't realize how much more intense the tropical sun is, especially on more fair complexions from northern climates. So many times I've seen people get off the plane and say, "Okay, everyone is so nice and tan here, I need to lay by the pool and get my base tan," only to find a few hours later that their skin is red and bubbling and so painful they can't move for the next week. So, be prudent on your trip and limit your exposure to the sun, especially in the afternoon. You'll notice that many Thai people don't go outside in the afternoon. They get up early to do shopping and breakfast, but they stay inside in the afternoon until the sun gets low. Then they go out again in the evening. Take care of your skin and follow the locals on their timing outdoors. Which brings us item number 6. Avoid heat stroke. As mentioned previously, many Thais stay inside in the afternoon to avoid the sun, but they are also avoiding the hottest part of the day. Thailand is hot and humid year-round. Don't make things worse by going out to exercise in the hottest part of the day. You will never see a Thai person jogging outside in the afternoon. Only tourists are dumb enough to do that. So don't be that guy. If you want to go out hiking and exercising, then do it early in the morning or early evening, but avoid the midday heat. Number 7. Do not eat the street food. I think most tourists know you should not drink the tap water in Thailand, but did you also know that most of that delicious street food you see being sold in many of the open markets can make you seriously ill? Yes, you may be watching the locals eat it, but they've spent a lifetime getting used to the local foods, which may not be as clean as you're used to. If you have to try something sold on the streets, then make sure it's very well cooked and you know what you're eating. Otherwise, be prepared to spend the next few days on the toilet, and hopefully not in the hospital. Number 8. Don't piss off the locals. Never talk politics with a Thai person. They may be very nice and non-confrontational compared to Western culture, but if you happen to offend them on any subject related to their culture or politics, then you may be in for a very rude surprise. And remember, you are a visitor to the Kingdom of Thailand. Be gracious, and you should be fine. If anything goes wrong, and you get in a quarrel with a Thai person and the authorities get involved, just know this. It will be 100% your fault, 100% of the time. Number 9. Be very wary of strange foreigners who seem overly friendly and approach you. They may be scammers and thieves. Especially in the big cities, there are a lot of dodgy criminal foreigners who may be in the mafia or have left their country because they're wanted by the law. It's a good approach to be friendly, but not too familiar with these strangers. Keep your distance and never give them any personal information, such as where you are staying. Keep your head on a swivel and always watch your pocketbook, purse, passport, and phone at all times. Lastly, have fun, but remember, you are not the only one having fun there. If you engage in any sort of nighttime activities or after hours, then remember, you may be bringing home some unwanted souvenirs from your trip. You can just assume that any sex worker, party escort, and many of the tourists you see out and about are all infected with some sort of STD or virus. So, travel accordingly. Forewarned is forearmed. Sorry to end on such a buzzkill, but don't worry. Soon I'll have another video on Thailand, Top 10 Things You Must Do. Until next time, this is Stephen wishing you safe travels and all the best.